बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बी इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वाहलुल उक़दतन मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. So I continue with my topic of basic concepts in development of highway construction plan, and this is the second part. I am Professor Adnan Qadir. So the most important thing in planning a project, be it building construction project or highway construction project, is the estimation of the duration of the activities. And these durations are used extensively in preparing a schedule. For instance, if there are four activities in a project, and the total duration of these activity is 3 days. So we can say another activity proceeded in parallel with this sequence. The 3-day minimum duration of these 4 activities is unaffected. Now, more than 3 days would be required for the sequence if there was a delay or a lag between the completion of one activity and the start of another activity. So we can say that in most, each activity has an associated time durations. These durations are used extensively in preparing a schedule. All normal scheduling procedures rely upon the estimates of the duration of the various projects activities, as well as the definitions of the predecessor relationship among the tasks. The variability of an activity duration may also be considered formally. The probability distribution of an activity duration, as well as the expected or most likely duration, may be used in scheduling. And the probability distribution indicates that the chance that a particular activity duration will occur in advance of actually doing a particular task. We cannot be certain how long the task will require. For example, the duration of, say, activity like the pouring of concrete, this can be computed by a very simple formula. This is Dij is equal to, this is the, we can say that the delay, the duration of activity, and A is the required formwork to assemble in square yard. Pij is the average productivity of standard crew in this task, measured in square yards per hour. And Nij is the number of crew assigned to the task. In some organization, unit production time, and Tij is defined as the time required to complete a unit work by a standard crew, and it is used as a productivity measure, and it is a reciprocal of the productivity. So, like this, if this is an activity that this activity should be completed in 3 days. So any delay in this project will require 3 days, right? But say place of formwork has been delayed, say by 0.5 days, so all the project will be delayed by 0.5 days. So this is how duration and predecessors are important while knowing the actual time estimate of the project. Now, estimating resource requirement For work activities at a very aggregate level, resource category may be limited to an amount of labor measured in hours, or in dollars, amount of material required for an activity, the total cost of the activity. Now, to use this, we can use this formula where Rij are the resources of the type K required by activity Ij. Dij is the duration of an activity. Nij is the number of standard crew allocated to activity, and U is the amount of resource type used per standard crew. For example, if an activity requires 8 hours with 2 crew assigned, and each crew required 3 workers, the effort would be 48 labor per hour. From the planning perspective, the important decision in estimating resource management, resource requirements are to be determined depending on the type of the technology, equipment to apply, and number of crews to allocate to each task. Clearly, assigned additional crews might result in faster completion of an activity. However, additional crew might result in congestion and the coordination problems, so that work productivity might decline. Further, operating a particular activity early might not result in early completion of the entire project. So, to conclude this, we can say that you can estimate resource required for work activities, but sometimes we tend to overdo. For instance, as I've cited, choosing more levers. We cannot choose that if we don't have a space. So this is also a critical factor while knowing your duration or calculating the resource requirement for various activities. There is an example is that for understanding the construction management schedule, people in North America, they have specified, they have adopted a coding system, and then this the Construction Specification Institute has also adopted this system. And one of the objectives to define plan within the constraints of a universal coding system for identifying activities. Each activity for a project would be defined by predefined code specified to that activity. And we need to have a common nomenclature for that. Then the use of common nomenclature is basically motivated by the desire for better integration of organizational efforts and improved information flow. In particular, coding systems are adopted to provide a numbering system to replace a descriptive system of the item. These codes reduce the length or complexity of the information to be recorded. A common coding system within an organization also aid consistency in definition and categories between projects and among the various parties involved in a project. Common coding system also aid in retrieval of historical records of cost, productivity, and duration on particular activities. Finally, electronic data storage and retrieval operations are much more efficient with the standard coding systems. So there is a master format, provides a standard specification for nearly all the elements associated with the building construction. It was first adopted in 1978. It provides a very useful mean of organization and communicating information. For instance, if you have a code, say 0534.000.21.A.00.CF34. So the first four digit is the project number. The next 5 digit refer to the activity excavating, backfilling, and compacting. And this is the set of activity that has been identified as 02220 from the document, from the master document that is being used for coding. The next 2 digits, this is 21, is the example might refer to excavation of the column footing. A is the block or general area on the side that activity will take place, for example, on the left side or the eastern side of the project, maybe extreme the road project side facing the road or otherwise. No, the digit 00 could be replaced by a code to indicate the responsible organization for the activity. For example, the person, there's a contractor who have hired to do this job of footing. So he must have code. So we say this is the organization number 1 that we have hired for doing all those the foundation work or maybe the superstructure as well. So we can identify that code to him or her, whatever is that. And this specifically refer that this activity belongs to column footing number 34 that has already been identified in the drawing. Now, we can also add a number of additional activities with including formwork and concreting. Additional fields, the coding system might also be added to indicate the responsible for the crew responsible for this activity, a specific location of the activity on the site, X, Y, and Z coordinates with respect to other base point. So this is my presentation on the concepts of project planning, development of construction plan. I've taken this contents from this construction planning book, PM book, chapter 9. I hope I was able to convey the lecture. Thank you very much.